Hi, I am Aisha. You are watching Educational Hub. A correlation reflects the strength and/or direction of the relationship between two or more variables. The direction of a correlation can be either positive or negative. Positive correlation. Both variables change in the same direction as height increases, weight also increases. Negative correlation. The variables change in opposite directions as coffee consumption increases, tiredness decreases. Zero correlation. There is no relationship between the variables. Coffee consumption is not correlated with height.
First, we need to understand what is correlation. A correlational research investigates relationships between variables without the researcher controlling or manipulating any of them.
When to use correlational research. Correlational research is ideal for gathering data quickly from natural settings. That helps you generalize your findings to real-life situations in an externally valid way. There are a few situations where correlational research is an appropriate choice. To investigate non-causal relationships. You want to find out if there is an association between two variables, but you don't expect to find a causal relationship between them. To explore causal relationships between variables. You think there is a causal relationship between two variables, but it is impractical, unethical, or too costly to conduct experimental research that manipulates one of the variables. To test new measurement tools. You have developed a new instrument for measuring your variable, and you need to test its reliability or validity. How to collect correlational data. There are many different methods you can use in correlational research. In the social and behavioral sciences, the most common data collection methods for this type of research include surveys, observations, and secondary data. 1. Surveys. In survey research, you can use questionnaires to measure your variables of interest. You can conduct surveys online, by mail, by phone, or in person. Surveys are a quick, flexible way to collect standardized data from many participants, but it's important to ensure that your questions are worded in an unbiased way and capture relevant insights. 2. Naturalistic observation. This is a type of field research where you gather data about a behavior or phenomenon in its natural environment. This method often involves recording, counting, describing, and categorizing actions and events. Naturalistic observation can include both qualitative and quantitative elements, but to assess correlation, you collect data that can be analyzed quantitatively, for example, frequencies, durations, scales, and amounts. 3. Secondary data. Instead of collecting original data, you can also use data that has already been collected for a different purpose, such as official records, polls, or previous studies. Using secondary data is inexpensive and fast, because data collection is complete. However, the data may be unreliable, incomplete, or not entirely relevant, and you have no control over the reliability or validity of the data collection procedures. How to analyze correlational data. After collecting data, you can statistically analyze the relationship between variables using correlation or regression analyses, or both. You can also visualize the relationships between variables with a scatterplot. Different types of correlation coefficients and regression analyses are appropriate for your data based on their levels of measurement and distributions. Correlation analysis. Using a correlation analysis, you can summarize the relationship between variables into a correlation coefficient, a single number that describes the strength and direction of the relationship between variables. With this number, you'll quantify the degree of the relationship between variables. The Pearson product moment correlation coefficient, also known as Pearson's R, is commonly used for assessing a linear relationship between two quantitative variables. Correlation coefficients are usually found for two variables at a time, but you can use a multiple correlation coefficient for three or more variables. Regression analysis. With a regression analysis, you can predict how much a change in one variable will be associated with a change in the other variable. The result is a regression equation that describes the line on a graph of your variables. You can use this equation to predict the value of one variable based on the given values of the other variables. It's best to perform a regression analysis after testing for a correlation between your variables.
Thank you for watching. I hope you can easily understand. What is correlation? How to collect and analyze correlation. Like, share and subscribe my channel for more informative videos about research.